Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're fit and well and ready to start holiday planning again. In this show, we're not talking your in and out 7-night cruises. We're talking go big or go home kind of holidays. The ones where you feel like you've really seen the world without spending tens of thousands in the process. Now, all of these offers can be booked today with a low deposit, and they're all planning your getaways for either next year or into 2026. So plenty of time to prepare yourself for the adventure. We've got the 3 sailings no-fly special coming up later, where you sail Cunard's Queen Mary 2 twice to New York and back. Enjoyed 2 stays there and a Royal Caribbean cruise for March next year. We're also venturing on a no-fly adventure with P&O Cruises on Ventura for the start of 2026, where you'll enjoy over a month of wonderful cruising out to the land of the white sandy beaches in the Caribbean. Sounds absolutely wonderful. First up, though, a holiday that feels like at least half of a world cruise, and an offer already proving very popular here at Cruise1st. It's a 43-night getaway starting on the 3rd of November next year, and we're flying over to Rome in Italy to join Voyager of the Seas with Royal Caribbean to voyage from Rome to Brisbane. Oh my word, we're going all the way to Australia. Voyager's perfect, and you can tell, I think, by the long duration here. We're talking about, these days, a mid-sized ship for Royal Caribbean, because of course they now have the biggest ships in the world at sea right now. So somewhere in the middle, around about 3,000 passengers, you've got everything, all the home comforts that you love about cruising are part of Voyager of the Seas. Fantastic entertainment, of course, of an evening, including the shows on the ice rink as well, and those wonderful parades. The parades just pop up out of nowhere. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Actually, do you know what? I think I had, the first time I went onto a Royal Caribbean ship and saw one of the parades, I think I had quite low expectations. I'd never done the theme parks or anything like that before. I was just enthralled. Couple of things, just how many characters and people were involved in the parade, and also just how long it went on. It was about a good half an hour, this parade, and it was absolutely brilliant. Had everyone singing along, and that's just part of what happens on a Royal Caribbean cruise. They're very sociable cruises. There's great choices there. There's plenty of places to escape just for a quiet cocktail if you want to, but if you love meeting people, if you love a big variety of food, entertainment and activities on board, then Royal Caribbean is absolutely the cruise ship for you, because it has choice. Right, you're ready to go cruising then. Deep breath. 40 nights. We start in the port for Rome and we head down the coast to Naples on the Amalfi Coast of Italy, of course. Easy to go and visit Capri from there, or maybe Pompeii if you fancy. A day at sea, we're in Athens, full of ancient wonders, of course. Seek out all the history there. See the Acropolis and the Parthenon. It has to be done at the Temple of Zeus, of course. Day at sea, we're doing a full transit of the Suez Canal to Aqaba in Jordan. Amazing museums and galleries here. Tours to Petra, of course, very close by. We've got 5 days at sea, and then we take a little bit of a pause in Dubai. We're staying here for a double overnight, so you've got 3 days to enjoy Dubai. Now, for me, this is brilliant because, one, we're not paying the exorbitant prices of hotels that they can be in Dubai, and secondly, we've got a few days to really deep dive into Dubai. Go and do the attractions, go and do all of the shopping, go and see how the billionaires live for a few days. Fantastic. And then we sail on to India, to Mumbai. Now, that's going to be a very contrasting city. We're there for 2 days as well for an overnight. Really beautiful. Lots to see in Mumbai, of course. I would suggest escorted tours here because it can be very overwhelming, but you've just got to see the city. It's absolutely amazing. We're staying in India for our next port, actually, in Cochin. Hop along Princess Street here and you can find all the local handicrafts and all the local goods, which are fantastic. The Kerala backwaters, or the Kerala backwaters, not far away. Then we're in Thailand. Phuket is our first port in Thailand. Absolutely beautiful. Again, lots to see there. We move along to Penang in Malaysia. Very, very famous for its temples, of course, and again, lots of excursion opportunities along the way. Now, here's somewhere else we stopped for an overnight. So 2 full days in Singapore. Amazing city, gardens by the bay, the orchid gardens, the zoo. You've got so much to see, and you've got to see it at night, which is great that you have not only a couple of days, but you've got that extra night as well, which is wonderful. From Singapore, after a couple of days at sea, breathe out and relax. We're in Bali. We're in absolute paradise now. So much for you to enjoy here. It's just beautiful. Couple of days at sea, and here we are in Australia, right at the top end in Darwin. First, Crocosaurus Cove, by the way, is a very, very big attraction. There are lots of crocodile kind of things happen in Australia. Then we go down the east coast to Cairns, of course. Beautiful Daintree rainforest not far away, and this is the port that you will absolutely love, Airlie Beach. It is your gateway port into the Great Barrier Reef, into the Whitsunday Islands as well. It's just an incredible part of Australia. And we finish this cruise in Brisbane, but we come off the cruise, but we're not flying straight home. We're staying here for a couple of nights in a hotel. Brisbane, again, wonderful, wonderful city. As you can imagine, of course, it's coastal, so there are amazing beaches, there's great shopping there, there's amazing landmarks. It's known for that fabulous food. There are lovely wildlife sanctuaries that you can go to and get up close with the wallabies and the kangaroos. You can have a meal at Hungry Jack's. I feel like that is an aim while in this city. Definitely got to be done. You've got a couple of nights there in a hotel before you then fly back to the UK. Quite a holiday, right? So it starts on the 3rd of November next year and then takes you through 43 nights. I forgot to check the date that you'd be coming back, but anyway, it's 43 nights later, isn't it? So you'd be well into December by then, but back in time for Christmas, I think, on this one, if my maths is correct. But what a journey you're taking. It's absolutely incredible. As I say, for me, this does feel like a half-world cruise, and I think that's why it's sold so well already. You look at all the ticks on the bucket list you get in one sailing here, and some nice sea days. You know, I talk about the ports one after another, but you have got sea days along the way as well. They're days where you can just enjoy the ship, you know, drink in where you've just been, plan and prepare for where you're going to. Loads of information on the ship, of course, of the places you're going to, on your stateroom TV, in live presentations. You've got your shore excursion team. So don't worry, you don't have to have done like a degree. In fact, Mr. P has just told me you're back on the 16th of December. So actually, you might do a bit of Christmas shopping while you're on this trip as well, which would be rather nice. So just to round it all up, the price I'm about to give you includes for November next year into December, 43 nights in all. The flight out to Rome to start the cruise, which is 40 nights long on Voyager of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And just to remind you, you're cruising Italy, Greece, through the Suez Canal to the Emirates with a double overnight in Dubai, so 3 days there, to India with an overnight in Mumbai, on to Thailand, an overnight in Singapore, on to Bali, the top end of Australia, the Barrier Reef ports, and then you finish in Brisbane in Australia, stay there for 2 nights in a hotel before your flight back to the UK. I know, you're now thinking, well, it sounds lovely, Derek, but I haven't got 20 grand each. You don't need it either, because look, deposit today of £499 each, and this is like your whistle-stop trip around the world for November and December next year. Remember, deposit today is just £499, and if you've had enough of waiting for that big travel experience and you think, right, that's it, blow it, we're going to do it, or maybe even something stronger. I can't say that because I'm on the telly, but if you think, yeah, let's do it. We've waited for something like this to arrive in our laps for so long. You've passed other opportunities by. Maybe this is the one, and a deposit today of £499 will make it happen. Now, if you want to upgrade on that cruise, bearing in mind it's 40 nights, let's look at the price for that to go up to ocean view, balcony. I think that's amazing. Look at that balcony price. That's a 40-night cruise. That's ridiculous. Just over £1,000 more, and you've got a balcony taking you, let's just call it across the world, shall we? Because it pretty much is. It's amazing. I tell you what, I want you to look at that solo price as well, because, you know, that's not far away at all from a regular passenger price. That's amazing. Okay, speak to our team right now. If you're ready to make this happen, look at each other and say, right, should we do it? Should we do it? Let's do one of these big holidays. Let's do it now while we can. Let's stop talking about it. Let's just make it happen. 0800 953 4700 is the number you need to call. It's a free call, by the way. We're here 7 days a week to talk to, and into the evenings as well, even on a Sunday. I don't know why I always talk about that. It's funny, I still have in my head that Sunday's a day where everything's shut. And of course, the world's changed so much, but we are open all the way through Sunday to talk to as well. So please never feel afraid to just pick up the phone and give us a call. Now, Cruise1st will be celebrating 25 years in the cruise business early next year. And for March, our next package feels like a popular annual Cruise1st staple event for us, as we take 3 cruises, no flights, and see New York in style. Are you ready for an adventure not to be forgotten as we start off in Southampton on the 8th of March next year to meet Queen Mary II from Cunard? Ah, my word. Now, this is the dream ticket. We have sent, I'm no word of a lie, over the years, I've been with Cruise1st for 10 years or so, just over, and we have sent thousands of people on very, very similar cruise packages over the years, and the feedback we get is just amazing, because people say, you know what, I got to do Cunard, which I've been waiting years to do, and I got to do it on one holiday, not just once, but twice in that holiday. And it was the iconic transatlantic sailing, so going from Southampton out to New York and doing the same in reverse as well. You get to do it twice. You get to have that wonderful opulent feeling, not just once, but twice on this amazing holiday. So first sailing then, Southampton out to New York, 7 nights of sailing, enjoying the wonderful offerings that you can see in front of you right now, which I'm sure you've seen 1,000 times on our channel. We talk Cunard a heck of a lot. When we arrive in New York, we say farewell temporarily to Queen Mary II. We'll be back for some more. And we have the first of 2 stays in New York. Now, the first one is just 1 night in a hotel. We're going to make up for that a lot later in our holiday. So maybe that's just your chance to have a little taste of New York before we take our second cruise on this adventure. Now, this is a very different cruise on a very different cruise line. We're now talking perfectly in step with the part of the world that you're sailing in. We're talking about one of the big Royal Caribbean ships, which are amazing. And they're amazing because if you think about it, you're meeting this ship in New York. So you are going to be meeting people, of course, from the States, but from all over the world who've come to New York to take this cruise. So you're going to meet some fascinating people while you're on board Odyssey of the Seas. She's one of the newer ships. Of course, they constantly have new ships coming and coming and coming, but she launched only in 2021, and she is Quantum Ultra class. So everything we've talked about on the Quantum class before, the North Star, the Ripcord by iFly, and the Flow Rider, these amazing restaurants on board, that massive pool deck with the big screen there, lounges for everyone, wonderful bars that you can just escape to. There's a pool there that's undercover. I don't think you'll need that on this cruise, to be honest with you. There's the most relaxing and gorgeous solarium with the most incredible views out to the ocean, where you can just sit there, relax, watch the world go by. See, you can be right in the thick of the party on one of these ships with Royal Caribbean, or you can be as far away from the party as you want to be, in complete isolated bliss. That's what I love about Royal Caribbean. Whatever takes your fancy, it is going to be there for you. From roller skating, to night clubbing, to the robotic bar, to wind surfing, skydiving, that's the one I wanted, skydiving. I mean, not many people come back from a holiday and say, oh yeah, I went skydiving when I was on holiday. Now that's a story to tell when you get back, isn't it? And that's the exciting thing about a cruise like this. Now this cruise is 7 nights. Of course, we go out of New York down to Port Canaveral, one of the busiest cruise ports there. You've got so much going on. Of course, Kennedy Space Center nearby, amazing shopping, and maybe you're brave enough to surf the real waves, who knows? Then we have what we call our perfect day at Coco Cay. Now, this is Royal Caribbean's absolute fun island. Again, you can see it's taking all the fun and the activity from the ship and it's putting it on this wonderful oasis of an island, which is just for Royal Caribbean passengers, which I think is amazing. Food and drink there for you. You literally port at perfect day. You've got all the splash parks, you've got the zip line, but you've also got these quiet little cabanas that you can hire and escape to. You could just sit on Chill Island and enjoy a Coco Loco, which sounds a very nice cocktail indeed, and just chill out for the whole day. Or you can have one of those floating beach cabanas there, which would be lovely, with an attendant. Very nice. That would be worth every dollar, I think, to enjoy a perfect day at Coco Cay. We have one more port on this cruise after the perfect day, and it's Nassau in the Bahamas, which has incredible shopping, incredible Caribbean feel to it. You can go scuba diving there, as you can see. Again, you can go for water parks. Again, you can find a golden sandy beach and just disappear into that. Then we are back into New York. Now, the first time we were here, we were just here for one night, so we thought we'd make up for it this time around. How about 6 nights in New York? We've got your hotel room covered, which is brilliant, room only. So that 6 nights, you can explore New York exactly as you want to. You can buy yourself one of those guidebooks and work your way through that. You can arrange tours yourself. I mean, your hotel will be able to help you with that, with guided tours around the city, or you can just go crazy and do all the things that you want to. I'm guessing on your list, Times Square, the Empire State Building, maybe. Somewhere like Central Park. I would love to wander through Central Park. You've got all the time in the world to do that. And then the closing chapter to this amazing tale is back on board Queen Mary 2 for your 8-night cruise back to Southampton. Now, this is the time where you can just indulge, enjoy and appreciate that you've done a Cunard voyage, not just once, but twice as part of this amazing holiday. Well, listen, I always say that my job here is not to talk you into something, but I tell you what I've done here is I've talked myself into this because I love the idea of this. We've sold this package with various cruises in the middle, with various stay lengths in New York before. So I've talked about this kind of offer many, many times over the years. But going through it just then made me think, oh my word, you've got the perfect balance there of, I'm on a Cunard voyage, how exciting. So that sail across the Atlantic will go in no time whatsoever because you'll be so excited about arriving in New York. Then you've got a little taste of New York, your 1-night stay there. Then you've got your other cruise there on Odyssey, which is brilliant. And that perfect day at Coco Cay is going to be absolutely incredible. Very different cruise, very different cruise line. And then you cruise back into New York. And then you've got a second stay in New York. And it's not 1 night, it's not 2 nights. 6 nights in New York to enjoy everything there is in the city before you then do that grand and very, we've waited so many years to do this. And on this holiday, we do it twice. Back on Queen Mary 2, doing that sail back to Southampton. It's amazing. And I tell you what, it's nowhere near the price tag that you think that it might be, because Cruise1st as a company, we're big. We book a lot of people's cruises. That means we've got a big buying power with all the cruise lines, the hotel brands as well. So when we work with Cunard and Royal Caribbean like this, we can deliver a price tag for this whole holiday of this. Now, be honest with me. Did you think that number would begin with a 5 or a 6 or maybe even more? Because you think it would. For everything you're doing, for everything that's included on those cruises as well, it's ridiculous. And listen, I'm not asking for all of that today. You can put a deposit down to lock in that price today. £349 each today locks in that price tag for next March. And next March is coming around quicker than we all imagine it. And on this offer too, we're giving you the chance, if you upgrade once to an ocean view price, we're going to upgrade you to balcony on this offer. So we best go and check that out as well, hadn't we, for the price. So there he is, for an extra $699 there. you pay an ocean view price, we will upgrade you to balcony on this offer. I'd be speaking to one of our team pretty quickly if I was you. 0800 953 4700. It's an incredible holiday. We've sent thousands of people over the years on very, very similar packages. They are very popular. They're very popular because they're a no-fly adventure, but they're very popular because they're very exciting and very varied, and you're getting a lot for your money there. You could easily spend that for far less time, doing far less, going to less places. You could easily spend that money on a holiday elsewhere. The value in that is massive. Anyway, listen, I need to move on. So if you're ready to book that, pick up the phone, speak to our team, 0800 953 4700. And just while we're on the whole no-fly thing, there are so many big no-fly adventures to be had around the world. So if you have any ideas, just speak to the team and they will seek out the right one for you. Now, our final offer in this show is a 35-night no-fly round trip to cruise from Southampton out to the Caribbean, New Orleans and Miami in one spectacular adventure. Low deposit today again, and we'll get your cabin booked on P&O Cruises Azura, leaving Southampton on the 27th of February in 2026. Let's get on board. Or Ventura is sister ship to Azura. I always get them mixed up. I've been on both, you see, and I think once I went on one day and went on one the other. Anyway, listen, you are going to love Ventura for your 35-night cruise. She's so beautiful. There's so much going on board. We call it kind of classic British cruising, really, because P&O Cruises feels like our cruise line, doesn't it? It feels like it serves us. So it serves us up the kind of food and the kind of restaurants that we like, the kind of entertainment that we like to enjoy of an evening. There are great restaurants on board. You're going to absolutely love them. Included, by the way, and this is worth stressing, your service charges, so your tips, included in your P&O cruise. Full board dining, 7 different venues, 4 different swimming pools, including one with a retractable roof. The onboard entertainment, including the shows, live music, comedy and more, all included. Your sports court that we saw earlier there as well, gym and a range of fitness classes, all part of your P&O cruise, which is amazing. There are some wonderful specialty dining restaurants to enjoy as well. Epicurean, Sindhu with wonderful Indian influences as well. And the wonderful beach house, which serves up American dishes with a wonderful, wonderful twist. Right, let's do our cruise then. It's a long one, this one. So we go first to La Coruña in Spain. We left out of Southampton, of course. La Coruña, fantastic museums there, including the interactive House of Mankind. And there's an aquarium and a planetarium. So much to see there. Crossing the pond to Hamilton in Bermuda. We're here for an overnight, so 2 days. Some of the best wreck diving and snorkeling in the world here. Excellent golfing, sailing, sports fishing. There's Horseshoes Bay there, which is beautiful. One of the most incredible beaches in the world, and the Royal Navy dockyard there too. Day at sea, we're in Freeport next in the Bahamas. You can take a Pirate Cove getaway tour or just go sightseeing and shopping here, which might be a nice thing to do. But that beach at the top looks rather tempting. I think I'll go just for that, for the whole day. Thank you very much. From Freeport, we have a day at sea into Cozumel in Mexico. Now you can enjoy a traditional beach barbecue on a tour here or head to the centre to go and do some wonderful shopping. Of course, you've got the ruins in Tulum not far away. Wonderful tour maybe for that. Next into Roatan in Honduras, set on a coral reef. Wonderful reserves here. Botanical gardens. The ecotourism sector here is really blossoming as well. And there are butterfly gardens there, or you can take a tour of the canopy. Next to Belize City, we don't see this very often on itineraries. You can explore the limestone caverns here. In the complex caves, there's tropical wildlife sanctuaries. You can see the howler monkeys and the tapirs here as well. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world. 2 days at sea, and we have an overnight in New Orleans, the Big Easy. Jazz, music clubs, bars everywhere. Hop on one of the historic streetcars there, the oldest continuously operating system in the world. You've got to see it and just drink in the atmosphere. Good, you can be there for a night as well, which is superb. Couple of days at sea, and we've got a day in Miami, and you can go and find out all about the famous South Beach. Go and lie on the famous South Beach if you want to, or maybe take an airboat across the Everglades if you fancy. Next, we call into Port Canaveral, of course, very famous for the Kennedy Space Centre, but there's also a wildlife pontoon lagoon cruise that you can take here to go and see the dolphins and the other marine life, which might be rather nice because our next few days are at sea, crossing over the Atlantic, and we're heading into the Azores next, Praia de Vitoria in the eastern corner of Terceira in the Azores. You can wander the cobbled streets here, stretch out on the beach, or hike along the fort stone walls. 3 days at sea. Guess what? We're back in hopefully sunny Southampton. I can't guarantee that. It'll be the middle of March, so who knows? Who only knows? But what an incredible journey you would have taken. You would have checked into not one single airport at all, which is great for those people who either don't fly or they just prefer not to. This is wonderful. You really can cruise the world without having to step into an airport. We keep saying that again, just talk to our team. We can always make it happen. So this comes up in February in 2026. 35 nights of cruising on P&O Cruises Ventura to the Caribbean, the Bahamas, Miami, and overnight in New Orleans to and from Southampton. No tips to pay and a low deposit today starting from as little as £369 per person. Here's your price for the whole offer, which is amazing. 2399. That is amazing. That is incredible. Just drink that in for a second. Remember, you know, tips on cruise ships, they can range from, depends on the cruise line, £4, £5, £6 up to, you know, £12, £14, £16 a day, there or thereabouts, rough averages. You're not paying tips on this. We mentioned before your entertainment, the shows, the pools, your full board, of course, dining at a nice choice of venues as well, all included in that price over 35 nights of cruising. Incredible, really, isn't it? It's amazing, and you should be doing it. Absolutely should be doing it. If you want to have a look at the full map of everywhere you're going, by the way, pop PO298 into the website at Cruise1st.tv, and you should see a lovely map of everywhere you're going. Here's the upgrade prices, by the way, because that's a good starting point, isn't it? So if you want to upgrade to your ocean view, your balcony, or your suite, bear in mind 35 nights of cruising. So whenever you look at your upgrade prices, just divvy that up by the number of nights you're going away. And that kind of really helps you say, okay, we'll either take the best price and then we'll splurge on extras and pampering and all that kind of stuff when we're on board, or should we go for it? Let's go for the balcony. Let's enjoy that wonderful feeling. We are going out to lovely sunny climes. It is nice to have the view. It is nice to sit out there first thing in the morning. It is nice sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you think, what am I going to do? And I really don't want to get dressed. Go out on your balcony and just breathe some air. Have a nice cup of coffee on your balcony. Oh, it's a nice thing to do. It is a lovely thing to do, in fact. It's all those little things that you forget on a cruise are just those extra little kind of pleasures. And they're simple pleasures sometimes. Sometimes it's nice to just take your book, disappear to a quiet, sunny corner of the ship and just enjoy peace, tranquility, escape. You know, gadgets, you can keep in touch, there's Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff, but you can also put all of that to one side and you just say, that's it. I'm off the grid. No one thinks they can get hold of me. I'm just going to enjoy this time. And that's quality holidays, isn't it? Anyway, listen, we've run out of time again, can you believe? 0800 953 4700, always there for you 7 days a week. And we're always here for you with more fabulous shows, so don't go too far. See you later.